What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
All right. What night is it? Is it Friday already? What the hell happened? It's Friday. That means it's Baloney Live Friday. I am your host, Richie Baloney. How's everybody doing? Looks like we got a good crowd in here already. And what the hell? Jesse, $5 already? Do you know what? This is a coincidence because I just came up with a new button for people donating. Where is it? Here it is. Yes. One more time. Yes. All right. Well, that means Jesse is officially best person ever to start out the show. Until the next best person ever. But it's quite an honor. It's quite an honor. You've proved your quality, Jesse. You have proved your quality. All right. So let's quickly just do roll call. Let's just see who we got in here. We got we got Jesse in the chat. We got Radio Streamer. We got Izzy. All right. Good to see you guys. Well, hope everybody had a good week. And thanks again, Jesse. $5. I'll take that. That really appeals to my grade. Thank you. But I hope everybody's had a great week. There's lots to talk about tonight. Perhaps we will get to the menu and then we'll go back to the chat for a minute. So what's on the menu tonight? Of course, we're going to talk about lots of news. We're going to talk about dingbats, commies, commie dingbats. You know how it goes. Let's see. So first off, look at this. You got Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman to give $1 million each to Trump inauguration fund. Big Tech MAGA? Is this Big Tech MAGA? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Something's happening. I think they're all seeing which way the wind is blowing. Right? And I guess it's not that terrifying to be a tech person and to support Trump anymore. So that's kind of a good thing. What else are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about FBI, DHS claim they have no evidence drone sightings over New Jersey are a national security threat. I have no goddamn idea what the hell is happening. I put together a bunch of stuff. We'll go through it. I don't know. I really just, I've heard about it, but I just started looking into it today. So I put together a bunch of stuff. So let's take a look at that. What's going on here? We're going to take a look at this. So here's Senator Murkowski, who's, I guess, one of those rhino Republican senators. And it appears that the kind of establishment still has decided that they are not going to, essentially, that they are not going to collaborate with the voting public and give the voting public what they want. Right. So we'll talk about that. We'll take a little bit of a look at this Murkowski and why she might be considered a uniparty politician. We're going to talk about Canadian politics. Obviously, we got some Chrystia Freeland stuff here. We've got a bunch of stuff. We're of course going to have, of course, we're going to talk about Pierre Poilievre. He's got former Liberal MPs now jumping on board with him. I mean, Trudeau is so unbelievably hated. Let's see. Biden commutes sentence of disgraced Pennsylvania judge who sent kids to jail for $2.1 million in kickbacks. So we'll take a look at this, and it's just, I tried to find a connection, like some prior connection between Biden and this guy, because why would you commute this guy's sentence? I mean, he's a moral monster. But hey, we'll take a look at that. I didn't find anything, by the way. But of course, we've got Trudeau. We've got Trudeau. Where is he? We've got him talking about being the proud feminist, bestest feminist ever. I'm the bestest feminist ever. Canada supports the bestest feminist prime minister ever. No, we don't. What is he doing? Why is he such an idiot? What is wrong with this man? We'll talk about that and more. We've, of course, got Trump, Person of the Year time, and an actual cool photo. How it started, how it's going. We'll have to talk about this because it's just an amazing thing. Let's see. We've got some Trump derangement. Well, she's not Trump deranged, but she's going to talk about some Trump derangement that she encountered. This guy's totally Trump deranged. I don't know. These guys are so weird. All I know is that when I make clip videos out of this, lots of people watch them. So we'll check that out. Then we have the last tab, which I just titled live stream, which is just a mix of all. What the hell is that? Somebody's going to eat that. We'll find out what's going on there. Gross, though. This is a mix of all kinds of stuff. It's got memes and just all kinds of politics, but memes and Joe Rogan's and Kim Jong-un's and all kinds of stuff. So that's always fun. That's always what we end the show off with. Of course, we've got the puppy palate cleansers. Look at that guy. Of course, last stream we did the puppy reveal, the new puppy, the new Radio Baloney puppy, Mr. Snacks. He's a great little dog, although he tried to attack an old man today. They do that sometimes. Let's see. Then we have just some more palate cleansers, just some different skills. Here's a lady who's really good with fences. We've got a lady who knows how to fix a knife when you hit it with a piece of wood. We got some sports. We've got sanding. We've got lots of stuff, swimming, all kinds of stuff there. For when news gets a little too heavy, we can take a break and just kind of cool off with a palate cleanser. Of course, we have our cooking shows for additional palate cleansers as well. There, if you don't know how to make bruschetta, this is very helpful. If you need some new sandwich ideas, this one's great. It's just about sandwiches. And also noodle cooking, which is fantastic. So also she's very good at noodle cooking. If you need some inspiration, this is the place to go. Of course, we will have Trudeau versus Grok. What are we doing with Trudeau versus Grok or Grok versus Trudeau? Hold on one second, because Mr. Snacks is whining because Princess Baloney has left for the evening and she'll be gone a couple hours. You know what? I think I got to close him into a room because he's just going to whine. Well, hold on a sec. There we go. He's back in a comfortable place now with the TV playing dog videos of things that dogs like to watch, apparently. I don't know. But he'll be okay. And he's got food and everything. Don't worry. He's got treats. So anyway, Grok versus Trudeau. What do we do in Grok versus Trudeau? Well, every single week I get Grok, the ex-AI, formerly Twitter AI, to do a poem about Justin Trudeau. I do this every week until he's no longer in power anymore. So every Friday until he's no longer in power, we will do this. We'll get Grok to write a poem about him. There's 3 things that must happen in these poems. Trudeau must do blackface, he must get a vaginoplasty, and he also must be loaded into a giant cannon and launched into the sun. And then we weave a story around that. So in this one, I'm not going to show you the poem yet, but in this one, it's Justin Trudeau, in an attempt to improve his disastrous polling numbers, gets permanent blackface treatment, a vaginoplasty as part of a full gender transition, and becomes a Tina Turner impersonator in hopes of doing a duet with Taylor Swift. He could have just been a drag queen, but he wanted to go all out. Immediately thereafter, there is a world plebiscite over whether Justin Trudeau should be loaded into a giant cannon and launched into the sun. Later that day, Trudeau was launched into the sun. The world rejoices, and a new global golden age ensues. So we'll look at that a little bit later on the stream, and it's pretty good. Yeah, so that's it. Now let's get to, that's what we're going to do. That's what's on the menu. Let's take a look at the chat. All right. Let's see. You guys have been busy. Jesse asks, why do some states take weeks to count and others have comparable populations but are done in hours? They like the slow process, I believe, gives them room to cheat. Well, I mean, look, what does the mind jump to? Look, if France can call an election in 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, they can call an election, have the election. There's, I think, 70 million people, about 70 million people in France, and they can count everything that night and call. So I don't know. Like, it can definitely be done. Seems like there's a reason they don't do it, and it seems like it's only in the swing states too, doesn't it? It's very strange. Well, not entirely. I mean, California takes months, right? They'll still be counting probably, in another year from now. But mostly they can just get it all done and dealt with. So I don't know. It feels like something's happening there. Let's see. Izzy says, yeah, weeks of voting followed by weeks of vote curing. Yeah. Let's see. Streamer says, hello, Richie. Remember, add the commie hate to the first ad. Of course I will. Don't you worry about that. Of course I'm going to do that. You can count on me for the commie hate. Let's see. Rosie, how you doing? Good to see ya. She says, 3 minutes. I have already missed so much you have. And you'll never get those 3 minutes back either. Unless you watch the replay, of course. Well, then you can. Let's see. All right, let me skip to the end here, and then we'll get on with the stories. Let's see. Izzy says, wow, I didn't realize how good the quality is on the noodle video. Let's go back to the noodle video. There we go. It's excellent quality. Way better detail on the computer screen than on my phone. Oh, that's good to know. Let's see. Rosie says, no, we cannot hear Mr. Snacks. Keep him with us. He is not disrupting the stream, but I can hear him whining, and it's very distracting. And he's in a nice little comfy room. He's got food and water. And I thought I would just see how he would be if I let him just have the run of the whole house. But no, it's distracting for me. So there's a TV in there that's got video of like woodland creatures, right? And they're doing things and eating. I guess they put some food out, and then the animals all come. It's all very fun for them. Let's see. Rosie says, cannot wait to see how Grok interprets the world rejoices. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's nice. Let's see. Izzy says, Trugina in blackface and drag. Trugina always gets, just for anybody who's new to the channel, Trugina always gets an applause in the chat. If you put Trugina in the chat, you get an applause. And of course, we're talking about Trudeau there, but his name is Trugina. Jesse says, Swifties for Trump need to step up. Jesse says, Callie is cheating down ticket. Well, that's another reason to just keep the vote going forever, right? Let's see. Rosie says, you are right. A smaller space is more comforting for Mr. Snacks instead of the whole house. He's still got tons of room in there. He's not like stuck in like a box. He's still got plenty of room. But he's not going to be distracting me with his whining, his loud whining. I think he prefers Princess Baloney, I got to be honest. He's very upset when she leaves. All right, everybody. Let's get started. So, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman to give $1 million each to Trump inauguration fund. So, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Washington Post, as we know, as we covered on this channel, did not endorse a candidate this time around, which of course caused a big fuss because everybody working there at the far left Washington Post was just dying to endorse Kamala Harris just because Democrat. If it had been one of Mr. Snacks' turds, they would have endorsed that. They would have been very excited to. A canned ham, a glass of water, a cloud in the sky, anything but Orange Man. And they got very upset about that. But what a turnabout. Also, the owner of the LA Times, same thing, said, no, we're not endorsing a candidate this time. They all freaked out. We got Mark Zuckerberg, grew his hair out, and I've got to say he looks 50% less robot now, or alien lizard person, or whatever he is. I mean, I still don't think he's human, don't get me wrong here. But with the haircut, way more normal, way more human passing, let's say. So, he called Trump after the assassination attempt. He said it was really badass. Now, behind the scenes, as I've covered on this channel, nothing appears to have changed actually at Meta, at Facebook. It's all the same shit. They're still censoring conservatives. It's all the same thing. But he personally has been making gestures towards the conservative side of things, right? I mean, I can't imagine that it's too sincere if his company is exactly the same and he's done absolutely nothing. Maybe he's just totally lost control. I don't know, but whatever. This is telling us something. You got Sam Altman there. This is telling us something, right? That the social stigma in their circles would have been so powerful against doing anything to benefit Trump not that long ago, right? But all of a sudden, that doesn't matter. All of a sudden, that doesn't matter. Why is that? Why is that? Once you've seen Trump on his dinosaur with his best friend, the eagle, I don't know. But yeah, things have changed. Trump won, and Trump means business. And I think also, too, look, these guys aren't crazy, right? They're not lunatics. They can sense which way the wind is going. All of a sudden, the wind has changed direction, and they've said, okay, well, we'll go with that now. I mean, are they suddenly, do they suddenly have some great integrity? Have they grown as men, as humans? Probably not very much. Maybe the absurdity of what the left has become has helped them. Because I mean, just any sane person eventually is going to go, oh, Jesus, shut up, you lunatics. You absolute lunatics. So maybe that eased them a little bit. And maybe it is just simply, they know which way the wind is blowing, right? And the stigma has disappeared now because it's just, this is the way it's going to be. Well, it's also, the stigma has disappeared to some extent because Electoral College, popular vote, House and Senate. I mean, it's pretty emphatic. It's about as emphatic as it gets. Popular vote, that means more people like Trump than don't. So that tells you something, right? But again, there's a reason why they were all anti-Trump or wouldn't dare say a good thing about Trump for a long time. And all of a sudden things have changed. Amazon's donation to the fund comes as Bezos, the company's executive chairman, plans to visit Trump next week at Mar-a-Lago. Well, he wants to visit Trump to tell him that, no, the media is actually really good. I can just imagine how that's going to go. Silicon Valley tech moguls and companies are donating large sums to President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration fund. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, and Jeff Bezos' Amazon have all donated or plan to donate $1 million each to the fund. And of course, leftists will screech about how they're all Nazis and blah, 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 of course, because Orange Man bad and fascism and blah, blah, blah. But I guess they've lost their power, or much of their power, because they're doing it, right? Altman, who plans to make a personal donation to the fund, told NPR President Trump will lead our country into the age of AI, and I am eager to support his efforts to ensure America stays ahead. Well, deregulation will probably, appeal to all of these guys, right? Peeling away unnecessary regulation. Of course, it's not going to be that there's no regulation in the United States, but they're looking to slash the totally counterproductive, wasteful stuff, which I'm sure they are well acquainted with. Amazon's donation to the fund comes as Bezos, the company's executive chairman, plans to visit Trump next week at Mar-a-Lago, the Wall Street Journal reported, which said that Zuckerberg directed Meta to make the fund contribution. A person close to Bezos says that Bezos is donating through Amazon to the fund. In addition, the company will be streaming the inauguration through its Prime Video service. So, yes, something has changed, hasn't it? Something has changed. And the difference is all the more stark, considering just how over the top the media went. I mean, aside from the lawfare that trying to kill Trump, and if you think that goofy kid in Butler was working on his own, I mean, well, I got some swampland to say, I guess. Well, the media went so over the top with the lunacy and the threat to democracy, and just the media by itself, was so emphatically insane and deranged. I mean, they literally said that Trump literally said he was going to have a bloodbath and just slaughter everybody if he didn't win the election, which they got from a clip of him talking about the car industry, which just any person could watch. And it looks like a lot of people did and went, why are they lying to me? But it's so stark, isn't it? I mean, here was the end of democracy, probably the end of life on earth if Trump won, right? And that it shows you that nobody actually believed it. It was just absurd all along. But in any case, let's continue. This comes as the tech moguls have begun to move in Trump's favor over the past year. Following the first assassination attempt on Trump, Zuckerberg called Trump a badass, and in late November, it was revealed that he met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Bezos refused to allow the Washington Post, which he owns, to endorse Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. And yes, and make no mistake, there was never any question of who was going to get endorsed. Doesn't matter what. They could have nominated a ghost, right? They could have nominated a hologram. They could have nominated just a man with a white sheet over his head with eye holes cut out. It wouldn't matter. Let's see. Bezos said he was very optimistic about Trump's second term and expressed support for the Department of Government Efficiency, which is co-headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. I mean, that's a sane thing for him to be behind. Zuckerberg admitted in an August letter to Congress that the Biden administration repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor certain COVID-19 content, including humor and satire, and expressed a lot of frustration with our teams when we didn't agree. The platform also came under fire. The platform also came under fire for suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story. We know about all of that. There were signs that things were changing, and we covered them here on this channel. There were signs, again, like the LA Times, the Washington Post, not endorsing, just the automatic endorsement for the Democrat, whoever it is, or whatever, or just the inanimate object, whatever, right? So there were signs from Zucker, saying that Trump was badass after the assassination attempt. There were signs. But now this is more than just that. All three of them donating $1 million to the Trump inauguration fund. That sends a message. Okay, we're not just kind of like, well, maybe he's not so bad. It's like, we're behind him. We are supporting him now. All right. So what are you guys saying about it? Give me 1 second. I just got to check on Mr. Snacks. Hold on. All right, I gave him a snack, and I think that should keep him happy for a little while. Okay. So what are you guys saying? Rosie says, I think Facebook is censoring fewer conservatives since so many have moved away from Facebook. Maybe. I mean, we just had that James O'Keefe story, which we covered on this channel, talking to, I can't remember exactly the guy's position, somebody working inside Facebook saying, oh, yeah, we totally censor. In fact, we've got a special division for censoring conservative or anything, pro-Trump. Let's see. Rosie says 50% less robot now. I think 50%. I think that's about right. Let's see. Izzy says, I love Trump on a dyno. We all do. So happy I did that. I wonder if there were any on election night, because we did the election night stream. I wonder if there were any like lefties that just kind of somehow accidentally went onto my election stream. And then when Trump won Pennsylvania, and then they saw this. And then just had a complete mental breakdown and are now in like some facility somewhere, some institution, some asylum. They just completely lost it, and their family had to have them committed. I don't know. I kind of hope so, because I think they're probably better off that way with people to care for them. I don't know. Let's see. Rosie says, I love the music with Trump on dyno. It makes me want to dance. I know. It's wonderful. It's glorious. Izzy says, yeah, it should be the opening screen while waiting for the stream. I'll have to maybe think of a way to do that. Have it loop. Just have it loop. Let's see. Rosie says, we have all been so truthful and people would not believe. Then we also got censored. Yep. But those days are, we're getting a reprieve from that a little bit. I mean, we've got X now. We've got Rumble. I've noticed since the election on YouTube, all of a sudden I'm getting like a lot more views. Still not a lot of views. Don't get me wrong here. But, what I was getting over the summer, it's like 5 times as much. It's still a third of what I was getting, January, February, March, before they just turned off the tap and wouldn't show my thumbnails to anybody. Like I had like a 90% drop in views, like overnight. Just that's how you know it's not organic, right? And how do I know it's not? So when the election's over, actually the election month, it went up a little bit. And then when the election was over, all of a sudden it went up. It went up again. Again, not where it was before, but higher. That's how you know it's not organic, right? When you lose 80-90% of your views overnight, that's not organic. When you're doing the exact same things, when all of a sudden you're doing the exact same thing and all of a sudden your views start going up again, that's not organic. That is algorithmic. That's big tech playing games. But anyway, Izzy says not being banned or having their 230 protection removed is all they deserve. Well, 230, I bet you Trump will take a look at that. 230 is so that Section 230 of some Communications Act, something like that. The purpose of that was, hold on one second. The dog is whining really a lot. I'm gonna have to put him back in back in the comfy room for him. All right. I thought I could let him out, but he's just gonna keep whining until Princess Baloney gets home. So he has to go with, I mean, it's great in there. He's actually got 2 rooms to hang out in. There's a TV with a dog show on it. It's got like woodland creatures and birds and stuff. I mean, that should, he's got treats. He's got everything. But anyway, had to be done. I wanted to let him out, but no, he's got to go back there. Let's see. Yeah, so Section 230. What is that? So that's tech companies are supposed to not act as editors, essentially. So they can't get sued under 230. They can't get sued for the content that's on their platforms, but they're not supposed to editorialize. That means pick winners and losers, and of course that went completely out the window. Right? They've just become like the editorial board of the New York Times, like YouTube, for instance. That's what Twitter was like as well. Let's see. So Rosie says that's a cool idea too. I think that's the idea of having the Trump on the dinosaurs, the on a loop to start the the stream. I do like the intro for RB2, but there is definitely a definite vibe that goes with the Trump dino video. There's something special. There's something special about it. Let's see. Izzy says, yeah, I don't believe that kid acted alone, talking about the kid from Butler who took the shot at Trump. Clearly, the authorities on the ground enabled him. You know, there's just no way that you could have, half a dozen catastrophic errors that you wouldn't, any one of them that you would not expect to ever happen at any event, but half a dozen all at once. I'm just not buying it. I'm sorry. Let's see. We got Turtles in there. How you doing? Let's see. Turtle says he paid 1 million to Trump, 45 million to anti-Trump in 2020. Well, Zuckerberg spent, I believe it was about 250 million for, well, it was, supposed to be for election, for Dropbox, but it was all stuff that was going to help the Democrats in Democrat cities. It was clearly an attempt to help the Democrats, to help Biden. All right, let me skip to the end of these. Rosie says, Merry Christmas. Turtle says, Merry Christmas, too. Well, we're not quite at Christmas yet. What do we got? Like 11 days? 12 days? Rosie says he needs a crate. You're talking about Mr. Snacks. A little small space to feel safe. I don't have one. I don't have one. What about a cardboard box with a hole cut in the top? I couldn't do that to him. I'm like spoiling that dog rotten. Let's see. Let's see. Looks like Izzy's worried about Mr. Snacks getting fat. Yeah, we're all worried about that. But he's so adorable. That's the thing. He's just the exact kind of animal that you want to give food to. Let's see. Is he the only oops was Trump moved his head at the last second? Yeah. It's if we like we just go back to that, like if he had like think of how different the world is if he doesn't move his head at the last moment there, at the last second. Just think of how different the world is, and not for the better. They would have stuck what's her name in there? The Warhawk. What the hell's her name again? The one who ran against him just wouldn't get out until it was just, obviously, past obviously not going to work. What the hell was her name? What's happening to my brain? Why can't I think of her name? Tell me in the chat. The lady with the dark hair. What's basically just that, the perfect kind of GOP deep state woman. I think my brain is I think something's happening to my brain. I can't remember her name. This is happening to me all too often. I know exactly who it is. Nikki Haley. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Maybe she's just really forgettable. She was just kind of just a very tiny footnote is what she'll turn out to be. Let's see. As he says, I can relate. I can't remember my name either. I have a lot of trouble remembering how old I am, and I have no idea how old my kids are. Let's see. So we already covered that. Let's take a look at this. So FBI, DHS claim they have no evidence drone sightings over New Jersey are national security threat. I've just been kind of casually keeping an eye on this, not really digging into it at all. But I decided today to see if I could drag up some stuff, put some stuff together, and see if I can find something that makes sense. We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or public safety threat or have a foreign nexus. FBI and Department of Homeland Security released a statement on Friday about reports of drone sightings in New Jersey and claimed that the agencies have no evidence that the drones pose a national security or public safety threat or have foreign nexus, and that they were operating lawfully. So I guess they're going with, it's mass hysteria. In a joint statement from both security agencies, the FBI and DHS claimed, we have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national... Okay, we've already read that. The FBI, DHS, and our federal partners, in close coordination with the New Jersey State Police, continue to deploy personnel and technology to investigate this situation and confirm whether the reported drone flights are actually drones or are instead manned aircraft or otherwise inaccurate sightings. Historically, we have experienced cases of mistaken identity where reported drones are, in fact, manned aircraft or facilities. We are supporting local law enforcement in New Jersey with numerous detection methods, but have not corroborated any of the reported visual sightings with electronic detection. So they're just saying there's nothing there. That's what they're saying. The agencies went on to claim that many of the reported sightings of the drones were manned aircraft and were operating lawfully. They added there are no reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace. So they're saying nothing to see here. Essentially, this is a mass hysteria thing. What do you guys... I want to know what you guys think about this before we go any deeper. Jesse says, Point Roberts, Washington yesterday, drones. Okay. Nevada says they don't show up on radar. I don't know what to think of this. I got to be honest. I don't know what to think of this. Quote, we take seriously the threat that can be posed by unmanned aerial systems, which is why law enforcement and other agencies continue to support New Jersey and investigate the reports. To be clear, they have uncovered no such malicious activity or intent at this stage. While there is no known malicious activity occurring in New Jersey, the reported sightings there do, however, highlight the insufficiency of current authorities. So let me just see what you guys have to say again. Jesse, a distraction from Biden's pardons. Wonder. Rosie says the drones are definitely something nefarious. I think someone knows for sure, and it's being hidden. Izzy says, I doubt it's foreign. More likely they belong to a 3-letter agency. That would be my thoughts on it. But I mean, they've got places to test out like new technology or new drone technology or something. I mean, there's, go to like Area 51, you go to the desert where there's nobody around. Izzy says they're trying to cause fear and distraction. Let's see. CCHH, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Says they are drones in the air following actual UAPs. That's an interesting thought. Izzy says, yeah, this isn't about testing. It's about fear. Nevada says, how you doing, Nevada? Good to see you. If I fly a drone, cops are on me like flies on shit. So let's go onto X and see what people are saying. So overview of drone sightings over New Jersey. So you got 43 in Morris County, Hunterdon County 180, Somerset County 165, Monmouth County 89. So it looks like they're clustered in certain areas. But there's some other areas here too. I don't know. I mean, why New Jersey? New Jersey drone seen spraying a liquid chemical. This is from Dickerus for America. Clear footage captured by New Jersey resident of drone ejecting large amount of liquid. Resident noted a chemical smell in the air after drones repeated spraying at night. So none of this is stuff that I can confirm is real in any way, by the way, but let's take a look at it just for fun.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at him spraying. Look at that. Look at that. He is spraying the sky again. Bro, this is fucking crazy, man. Look at this guy.
So New Jersey says he's spraying something. I don't know. I can't tell that from this. I don't know. We'll have to see. Donald Trump says the drones over New Jersey should be shot down if they can't be identified. Donald Trump, mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know, and now. Otherwise, shoot them down. Now, we also had that Chinese drone, right? You had the Chinese drone. So, there's precedent for foreign aircraft over the United States. But this seems a little bit different. I know they're saying that there's an Iranian mothership off the coast. I'm finding that fairly hard to believe. Jeff Van Drew says he's got credible evidence that the drones spotted in New Jersey are coming from an Iranian mothership off the East Coast. I find this very hard to believe. Let's take a look what he says.
In focus now, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off. I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the East Coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine, or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Look, you've given us some pretty dire information just here, and I want to make sure that our viewers are.
I don't know. Sounds like somebody wants regime change in Iran to me. sounds like a lot of people do. A lot of people want. A lot of things are being blamed on Iran, and I don't find any of this credible at all. They're not crazy, for one. I mean, I'm not a fan of Iran. Obviously, I don't actually want anything to do with Iran personally. But they're not crazy, right? And they're in a very vulnerable position right now. And Iran was trying to assassinate Trump. Iran was trying to assassinate Trump. Huh, that's interesting. That would have been awfully convenient. That would have been awfully convenient because we know there's a desire, right? There's a deep state desire. There's a uniparty desire to invade Iran. There has been for a long time. It would have been awfully convenient, these a mothership putting drones over the U. This all just sounds crazy to me. It sounds like people trying to find a reason to invade Iran to me. That's what it sounds like. The Iranian leaders are not good people, but they're not crazy. Right? Like if they had been actually linked to assassinating any American politician, right? That's it. They're over. There's only one response to that, right? It's over. If they actually did and were linked to it, right? And then they know that they're done. It's over for them, right? There's no other ending at that point. So I don't find all this very credible. Iran, really? Iranian mothership off the what? They're not going to fuck around like that because they know they know they're in a very delicate, vulnerable position right now. I don't buy it for a second. All right, let's go back. What's going on here? Okay, let's check this out. So that's a helicopter. So I don't know where the drones are. That's just a helicopter. Let's see. What's this? Not a drone, but a Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey. Finally, a good video of a drone, and this is just one of them. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so not a drone, but a Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey. Okay, that satisfies me. Just in, this is from 9 hours ago, just in, a massive search effort is underway in Hillsborough, New Jersey, after a possible drone landing, per CBS New York. Okay, multiple agencies, including hazmat teams, are on scene, and the FBI has now gotten involved. It says crews are now doing a wide area search on foot and four-wheelers, but are releasing no statements to the public. All right, let's check this out.
Well, several agencies are involved in an investigation in Hillsborough, New Jersey, as to a possible drone landing that happened yesterday. The search is ongoing right now in an area between or just off of Route 206 in Hillsborough. near Falcon Road, and we can see a staging area by Somerset County hazardous material units, some other county officials, as well as Hillsborough agencies as well. We also understand the FBI is aware of the incident. Again, this is a search ongoing. It is primarily happening in a wooded area just adjacent to a shopping center, again in the area of Route 206 in Falcon Road. At this point, officials are not able to make any other statements as to the status of this investigation and what details that are known at this time and what they're able to share. But there we can see some of the firefighters that have been walking around in an area, again, just off of Route 206 near Falcon Road. We have seen them doing.
It looks like they're just like sitting around having a smoke.
Basically a wide area search on foot, as well as several all-terrain vehicles ongoing in this.
Okay, so I haven't, as of the start of the stream, I didn't see anything else regarding that. New Jersey State Senator John Bramnick, what is he saying?
What are these drones doing in New Jersey? I can tell you what they're not doing. If they're Martians, I guarantee you they're not staying because the taxes are way too high. What are these drones doing?
They're not staying because the taxes are too high. Let's see. This is from December 11th. New Jersey enters state of emergency, unable to identify the mystery drones terrorizing the state. FBI to Congress, we just don't know. U.S. military denies New Jersey drones are theirs. $1 trillion on defense spending, and that's what we get for answers.
Car-sized drones operating for hours in restricted airspace and able to elude local law enforcement when they send their own drones up to give chase. In New Jersey, the Army reporting the Picatinny Arsenal has had 11 unauthorized drone incursions in the last month.
Look what's back again. Same spot as last night.
21 local mayors now demanding answers from the state.
The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark. This is something we're taking deadly seriously.
The entire month before that, it was nightly drone incursions over Langley Air Force Base.
Let's just start with current events.
Today, a congressional hearing on Capitol Hill on the national security threat drones pose.
What is going on in New Jersey?
We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights.
But for those who see them on a nightly basis,
not a plane, that is a drone in the airspace.
The drones are a very real reminder.
Almost hear a little bit of a hum.
That our airspace,
it's a very little thermal signature,
is not as secure as we might hope.
I want to go back to the beginning there. What did he say? Hold on.
In New Jersey, the Army reporting the Picatinny Arsenal has had 11 unauthorized drone incursions.
So the Arsenal is saying 11 unauthorized drone incursions. Today they're saying nothing to see here. The FBI is saying that. So there's some inconsistency going on. Let's see. Monmouth County, New Jersey, identified drone that seems to fire something or release other smaller drones. New Jersey is being invaded and the president and DOD are silent. This is from Liberal Tear Creator. So a man who creates liberal tears. That sounds like a good job. I think business is good these days. So I don't know what the hell that is, and I don't know what it's shooting, but it's kind of weird. Alejandro Mayorkas says there is nothing they can do about the New Jersey drones because they don't have the authority, and suggests people are just mistaking them for drones bought at convenience stores. Biggest clowns in America, that's from Colin Rugg. Well, let's see this. When is this from? This is from 4 hours ago.
President-elect Donald Trump, he just called on the Biden administration for you guys to either release any information it has about these mysterious drone sightings or shoot the drones out of the sky. How do you respond to the president-elect?
Well, first of all, the statements I've made already are the principal message that I want to communicate to the American public. We haven't seen anything unusual. We know of no threat. Secondly, we have gone to Congress repeatedly asking for more authority to counter drone activity. And we have also asked for more authority to give to the state and local officials under our supervision, because he correctly notes those authorities need to be expanded.
I want to play something another New Jersey congressman, Republican Jeff Van Drew, said about the drones over his state in New Jersey. Listen to this.
We're not being told the truth. They are dealing with the American public like we're stupid. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it's about. They haven't taken one down to analyze it. They have no idea where it comes from, but they know that it's not that. I mean, that's nonsense. They do not know what they're doing. Why don't they take one of them down, analyze it, and let us know what's really happening?
What do you say to the congressman?
Well, first of all, we have experts, and he should not diminish the extent of their expertise and the extent of their dedication to the well-being of the American people. These are individuals who dedicate their careers to the safety and security of the United States of America, number one. Number two, it's not as though anyone can just take down a drone in the sky. That in and of itself would be dangerous.
Do you have the authority to shoot down drones?
Our authorities are very limited. That is precisely why we have gone to Congress to expand those authorities. Our authorities are limited by the United States Coast Guard in the maritime environment, the United States Secret Service in its protection of our national leaders, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection with respect to the border. We have various authorities that are discrete to the particular missions. We can't just shoot a drone out of the sky.
Do you know for sure these are drones or unmanned aircraft? What are they?
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft and people are misidentifying them. There very well may be drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and...
So he's saying there's cases where they're misidentified, but why would anybody pay any attention to this guy anyway? I mean, what did that Nevada said? This asshole has never told the truth. Yes, he's completely discredited. His words have absolutely no value whatsoever. This is the guy kept saying that the border is under control. We're doing everything. It's under control and blah, blah, blah. As millions and millions and millions of people poured across, were facilitated crossing the border. I mean, they had an app to fly people in where people could take 5 minutes on an app and get a flight in. Unbelievable. So his words have absolutely no value. You can just assume that it's just the opposite of what he says. If he says it's nothing, they don't know, then it's probably an alien invasion. Maybe it's the aliens are coming to take Mark Zuckerberg back to his home planet. I don't know. But if he says it's nothing, it's definitely not nothing. Let's see. Probably the clearest drone UAPD sighting I've seen in New Jersey, taken last night in Neptune, New Jersey. Well, let's take a look at this. This is from Truth Poll. All right, no sound on this one. So we don't know what it sounds like, but that could be anything. So I have no idea what that is. It's got blinking lights. Do aliens have blinking lights? Why would they need the blinking lights? I don't know. I don't know what it is, though. Oh, wait a second. It's got wings. It looks like it's got wings. So is that a drone? Is that a commercial flight? I mean, it's got a blinking light on it, right? It's not trying to hide. Let's see. Scott Adams. What does he have to say about this? He's got some good wisdom a lot of the time. We are told the New Jersey drones are too big to be ordinary hobbyists, definitely not foreign, and the military says not dangerous. And they are often near military installations. The military says they are not theirs. Yet the military is not sending assets to make sure our skies are safe. What hypothesis explains the reporting so far? I think the crafts are military drones launched by vendors training their AI or testing it with approval from the military. Or a startup is collecting data about the area in a way that would never be approved by authorities, so they are just being stealthy. Name another hypothesis that explains all the reported facts. Well, it could be technology that they're testing, and there's a reason why they wouldn't just test it out in the desert where nobody would see it. Like maybe it's got like special cameras that can see through the roofs of houses or something and like watch people. I don't know. Maybe they have to test it in a heavily populated area, to prove the technology, whatever technology they're using. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of thing where maybe they already have this, or some kind of like radar where they can figure out like how many people are in a house or something. I don't know. But that's an interesting idea, isn't it? Let's see. Chris Cuomo gets triggered. Okay. Chris Cuomo gets triggered by a caller comparing the government's lies about the drone situation to the COVID vaccine. This is from Vigilant Fox. Well, let's see what's going on here.
I want to talk about accountability. At the end of the day, there's just never any accountability for government. They work for us, the American people, but they only just satisfy their own self-interest. They're just looking to protect their jobs and their salaries. I grew up, I was in college during 9/11. We said never again would our security be compromised. Look at what's happening over the skies of Jersey. I have family and friends that live there now. We're being deceived by government officials. They know things they're not sharing with us. And I can go on with the COVID lies, the vaccines, Biden's mental health, the media trying to censor things. Like, at what point do we get answers? And that's why guys like this United Healthcare killer went on and became a vigilante. It's not right, but people don't trust the system anymore, so they're trying to take it in their hands. How do we fix this?
Well, number one, you can't be violent ever. Number two, you're right. There isn't accountability, and they don't care about you in Paramus, New Jersey at all. Number three, never say at the end of the day again. And number four, there's really no solution other than to make your opinion known. Because you're right. They don't. When you have a president who's almost assassinated in Butler, Pennsylvania, and we still don't know anything about the guy who pulled the trigger after all this time, is a problem. Mm-hmm. But there's nobody that's looking at solving the problem. We can expose it, but we can't solve it. We don't have the power.
Right. But Andrew and others can reward people who are trying to get it done, who are trying to do better. And that's one of the choices he can make. Only caution I would give you is don't throw everything that's unknown in the same bucket. Okay. The pandemic should be reviewed. The policies should be reviewed. But the idea that everything that was done there is the same like it is with the drones, where they know things and they just don't want to tell you, I don't believe that.
Well, they are very different situations. I mean, the whole jab thing was of just a 10 orders of magnitude, 1,000, infinite, orders of magnitude bigger, right? Just huge, and just with an unprecedented level of deception across the entire world, certainly across the Western world. So, yeah, you can't really compare them because one is, I mean, like maybe one of the greatest, medical scandals of history. I mean, what have you got? You've got child sex changes. I tend to think that's actually the biggest medical scandal ever. But, it's pretty close, isn't it? Maybe COVID's worse. I don't know. Maybe the jabs were, I don't know. But anyway, let's continue. So, as for what the hell these things are, it appears there's some people are seeing something. What's going on? I would tend to lean towards these are military drones. It's got some technology on it that has to be tested in densely populated areas. The authorities seem to be leaning towards, the FBI, Homeland Security seem to be leaning towards this. It's hysteria. It's just public hysteria angle. And there's nothing to see here. But I don't know. But seems like obviously there's something happening, right? Let's see. All right. So where are we? We're an hour in, and you know what that means? That means that we have to cut off the YouTube portion of the stream right now. So I'm very sad to do it. I hope that everybody on YouTube will come join us for the rest of the stream, because we'll be going for hours still on Rumble. So we always start on with Rumble and YouTube at the same time. But after about an hour, hold on. After about an hour, I have to cut off the YouTube part, because if I do the whole stream on YouTube, it just becomes a massive problem on the back end afterwards with like 85 frivolous copyright claims. It's just not worth it. And of course, you got to be extra careful what you say, because you don't know what is going to get you banned next. So we do the first hour on YouTube, then we cut off the YouTube stream, and then I hope that everybody who's watching on YouTube comes and joins us over on Rumble, because there's actually lots of people on Rumble watching, right? Way more people than on YouTube. And the chat is super busy. So you'll have more fun over here anyway. The water's great. The chat is awesome. I've got the best chat on the internet. They're awesome. They'll welcome you in. Just jump over to the Rumble app. Take you 2 seconds. What's the problem? What's the big deal, man? All right. Anyway, we hope you join us over there. If not, we'll see you on Sunday night. But goodbye, Stalin Tube. Sigh of relief.